Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Anyhow, before other people join, let us just rewind from the last class.
Yes, sir. The shadow forms when a opaque object comes in front of a light.
Right. So last class we discussed about light, shadow, reflection, luminous, non-luminous objects, transparent, translucent and opaque objects. What is light? Electromagnetic radiation that makes the subjects or objects visible is known as light. What is shadow? An intangible dark image. Intangible means we cannot touch it. An intangible dark image of a subject or object formed on a screen, right? And reflection, what is reflection? Bouncing of light in a changed direction from its original direction. From where? From the interface between two media. For example, light is traveling in air and it has touched the mirror. So mirror is solid and previous one is air, okay, gaseous medium. From gaseous medium into solid medium it has entered. In between those medium, at interface where the light is touching the mirror, from that point the light is changing its direction, and it is again bouncing back, it is coming back into air again. So this process is known as reflection. Reflection can be done even with sound, even with water, even with any substance. Okay. So reflection means bouncing off a particular substance from, I mean, from the interface between two different media in a changed direction into its originated medium, right? So these are the definitions of light, shadow and reflection. And if light is emitted by a particular subject on its own, then such subject is known as luminous subject. If light cannot be emitted by a particular subject on its own, such subject or object is known as non-luminous subject or non-luminous object. Examples for luminous are light, naturally light emitting subjects are sun, a lit candle, a torchlight, a switched on bulb. All these things are known as luminous object. Non-luminous objects are all human body, all animals bodies, plant bodies, okay, a door, non-shiny substances, all these things, they're all right, planets, all these are nothing but non-luminous objects only, right? Okay, next, what is transparent? Based on the substance ability to allow the light to pass through it. Based on the substance ability to allow the light to pass through it, subjects or substances are divided into three types. They are transparent, translucent, and opaque objects.
Sir, some boys are waiting in the lobby, sir. Sir, some boys are waiting in the lobby.
Yeah. Transparent objects, they allow the light to pass through them completely. For example, a clear glass, it will allow the light to pass through it completely. And if you focus light on a transparent object, can you catch the shadow of transparent object on a screen? Can you catch the shadow of a clear glass on a screen? Can anyone catch a clear shadow of a clear glass?
No, sir. No,
No,
sir.
right? So transparent objects, we cannot make shadows of transparent objects. Is that clear? It is an application type of knowledge. Okay, coming to translucent object. Take a white paper and apply, rub that white paper onto your oily head. Oil will be applied to the paper, right? Now focus the light onto that oily paper. Can you get some light passing through it? Yes. But
Yes, sir.
will this oily paper pass the light completely or partially?
Partially.
Partially. So, some glasses which are not clear, they will be hazy. Okay. They also will not allow the light to pass through them completely. So, such objects The objects which allow the light to pass through them but only partially. Such objects are known as translucent objects like oily paper, hazy glass, etc. Okay, right. Next, opaque. Like if you take a wall, okay, a mirror, and your body, a wooden frame, anything. If you focus light on them, can you see the light on the other side of them? No,
No, sir.
because they do not allow any amount of light to pass through them. Such objects are known as opaque objects. When they do not allow the light to pass through them, at the back side of such objects, if you are keeping a screen, and at the front side of that object, if you are focusing light, what will happen? On the screen, you will get shadow of that object, right? Okay, so out of transparent, translucent and opaque objects, which objects will make shadows of them? Which objects will make shadows of them? Opaque objects make shadows of them. And what about translucent? They may make shadows, but those shadows are not clear. Okay. Translucent objects also can make shadows, but those shadows are not clear. Why? Because they allow some light to pass through them. Partially, the light will be allowed to pass through them. If light is allowed to pass through a object partially, then a partial shadow or a light shadow only can be formed, not a clear shadow. Are you getting it? And a transparent object, as it is allowing the light to pass through it completely, it will not form any shadow on a screen. Got it? Okay? Right. Have you ever seen a shadow of a candle?
I seen
Huh?
night.
Have you seen a shadow of a candle?
I seen in the night.
Night. Okay. So you have seen the shadow of the candle. Okay. But have you seen the shadow of the lit wick? Wick means a thread like thing that is present on the candle. Have you seen when it is lit, means when it is already glowing? Have you seen that shadow of the wick? No, you cannot see. See, a luminous object cannot form its shadow. Are you getting it? A luminous object cannot form its shadow. A non-luminous object, that too, if it is opaque, then only it can form shadow. Remember this point. It is a completely application type of knowledge. If you understand only, you have to imagine it. When I am telling you have to imagine, you imagine a clear glass. You imagine that you are focusing light on that clear glass, and you imagine that backside of that clear glass you have kept a screen, and after focusing the light on the clear glass, can you see any image on that screen of that clear glass? No, you will not see. If you keep some opaque object, you can see the shadow of that opaque object on the screen when you focus the light. Are you getting it? Right? And you imagine a candle lit. Okay, it's wick. When you are imagining it, can you see the shadow of the complete candle? Not only just its body, even its wick also. You cannot see the shadow of the glowing wick, because since the glowing part of that candle is luminous, whichever the part is luminous, that luminous part, it will not form shadow. Why? Because light is coming out from it. Are you getting it? When light is coming out from it, then shadow cannot form. Got it? Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Now let us discuss little more about shadows. try to make your knowledge a little bit more interesting about this light shadows. Okay. Now let us discuss about shadow. What is shadow? A dark shape of the opaque object formed on the screen when the object is placed in between the light source and the surface. Okay. What is shadow? Yeah.
ये हो चुका है और मैं अब इसको Hello friends, welcome back to our channel.
Satvik, you're in unmute.
A dark shape of an opaque object formed on a screen when the object is placed between the source of light and the screen. Right. Now imagine this is the screen, right? See, what is shadow? A dark shape of an object when it is formed on a screen. When is it? When will it form? When the object is placed between the source of light and screen. See there, one screen is there, okay, and one light source is there, and in between there is a square type box is there. On the screen you can see it's a shadow formed, right?
Shadows.
A shape, a dark shape captured on a screen is known as shadow. Okay. So, which object it is? Opaque object. Opaque object. Now, let us learn little more details about shadows. Shadows, they are formed only by opaque objects, but not by transparent. Translucent objects, they may form shadows, but those shadows are not clear because light is allowed to pass through them partially, right? And shadows, they can be formed in a lighted rooms, bright rooms only. In dark rooms, shadows cannot be formed. Why shadows cannot be formed in dark rooms? Can anyone tell?
Sir, because light will not be there.
If light is not there, it is dark. In dark, what shadow? Shadow is dark shape. In dark, another dark shape, it will get mixed. You cannot see anything.
Shadow is not formed.
So shadow is dark shape. A dark shape in dark shape, can we see? We cannot see. So
No, sir.
shadows cannot be formed in dark rooms. And what are the required things for any shadow to be formed?
Sir, a luminous object and a opaque object and a screen.
A screen, opaque object. Very important. If these two things are there, if light source is not there, can shadow is formed? Shadow cannot be formed without light source, without opaque object and without screen. If these three things are there, okay, and if these three things, they are arranged in a particular order, like I will tell you, you have got a screen and you have kept it hidden, you have got a opaque object and you have got light source, but you have not kept that screen backside of opaque object. Now you have focused the light. Where shadow is formed? Screen is not there. Okay, screen is not there. For example, you have held opaque object in your hand facing into the sky and you have focused the light. Where the shadow can be formed? In sky, can you see the shadow of it? No, you cannot see any shadow in the sky, right? Okay. You take the opaque object and keep it backside. You have focus light on the screen. Where shadow is formed? Shadow is not formed, right? You arrange the screen. You keep the opaque object in front of it, but don't apply any light on it. Where shadow is formed? Shadow cannot be formed. So three things are required, and all these three things must be in a proper aligned. Aligned means arranged in a correct order. First light source, then opaque object, backside of the opaque object, screen. If these three things are arranged in this way, then only shadow is formed. Okay? Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
There is one joke. Okay. One fellow was driving, you know Amavasya? Nil moon day, right? On a nil moon day, one fellow was driving his dark color car. On the road, one person was standing. He was coming with this full speed only. But that is nil moon day, and that fellow even he did not switched on his lights of the car also. How can the person escape? Can you tell me? Without sound.
By why?
Huh?
By why of car? By sound of car or horn?
No sound is there. How can he escape? He was looking in front of that car only, but it is a nil moon day. How can he escape? He did not. He will escape. See, I said it is nil moon day. It is daytime only, not night time. Why light is required?
Yes.
Correct, na?
Yes, sir.
Like that, correct order is required. Okay? So you have to think correct order. Then automatically you can answer the things. Okay. Now coming to what are the informations that the shadow can give about an object? What are the information? Right? Shadows, will they give correct shape of the object?
No, sir.
No, they do not give correct shape. Many times shadows will give wrong shapes. Right? Shadows will give wrong shapes only many times. And do shadows provide us any smell of the object? Color of
No,
the
sir.
object? Will
No,
shadows
sir.
provide
Not even the
the
weight.
weight of the object? Shadows do not provide color or smell or weight. Nothing. Internal structure. Nothing they can provide. Shadows cannot provide anything. Okay. What do shadows can provide then? Shadow can provide only an approximate shape, of the object. Shadows can provide only an approximate shape of the object. And this shape and the length of the shadow also will not be constant. It will be keep getting changed. The shape and the length of the shadow also will not be constant all the time. It will be keep getting changed. How will a shadow's length and size will be keep getting changed? Based on the angle of the light that is falling on the object. Based on the angle of the light that is falling on the object, the length of the shadow, and shape of
The
the
river, the
size
distance
of the
between the
shadow will be
opaque object
changed.
and light.
Okay, for example, if you take a light source is so close to that opaque object, then the shadow will be very, very big. If you take the light source is far from opaque object, then that shadow size will be smaller. If you are focusing the light from east direction, the shadow will be formed on the west direction. That is the reason morning times our shadow is formed in the west direction, and evening times our shadow will be formed in the east direction. Are you getting it? So these are various things about the shadows. Next, one very, very important and interesting topic of this chapter is pinhole camera. What is pinhole camera? This is pinhole camera. What is this pinhole camera? Right? If you can see, there is one small aperture. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And on the other side, there is one screen, translucent screen.
Yes, sir.
This is translucent screen. So it is made of what? One box. A box made simple camera. Is it having any lens? No lens is there.
No, sir.
No lens.
Yes, sir.
A box made simple camera without any lens, but with a very tiny hole, very small hole, pin-sized hole on one side, and a translucent screen on the other side. A translucent screen on the other side of the box. It is known as pinhole camera, right? So this tiny aperture is to focus the light. So to whichever the direction, if you are keeping in that direction, from this direction light will be focused, right? To focus the light falling from the objects. For example, here you have kept an object. The light rays that are falling on it are just coming and going through this pinhole. Okay, and the other side where you have kept this screen, on the other side you can capture the image, but that image will be in inverted form. Right? So pinhole camera is a box made camera without any lens, but with a small aperture on its one side, and a translucent screen on the other side of the box. It is known as
Can you show how the
pinhole camera.
works, sir?
Huh?
Pinhole cam.
Come again?
Can you show how the pinhole camera works, sir?
Definitely I will show you. I will just send one more video. Okay? Today I will add one more video, YouTube video I will make. Try to watch it. Right? But
Okay, sir.
if you guys are here, you all, if you people are here, you all would be making.
What's the purpose, sir?
Listen. If you are here, you all would be making the pinhole camera. This pinhole camera is made by some of your seniors. See.
Okay, sir. Today I will also make and send video, sir.
Please, you can do it. It's very easy. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It was made
Please
by.
show the inside part, sir.
You need to make two boxes. One little big box.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the other
Yes,
box
sir.
should go inside like this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It should
Yes,
go
sir.
inside like this. Okay. This other box, one side you have to make a hole like this, the inside box. Other side you have to keep one translucent screen like this. And this big box, one side is complete hole so that this second box should go inside. And the other side it is completely packed, but one hole is made in the center. Are you getting it? This is how you can make it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Hope if you make it. Sorry. If you make it, you can actually if you make it, you can see the actual functioning of the camera. Okay. Try to make. If any of you can try, you are most welcome. You can send the video of your making also, right? Okay, right.